Easier said than done, Trace. They've got to work hard for it. forZe have been certainly looking good in this series so far, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the rest of the group, even if this one doesn't go their way. But I'm not counting them out. They win the 9th round. They get the side they want to start on, and that is the CT half, the defense. As we'll see if Cole can bring in any more genius into these pistol rounds, any more, you know, fakes, I guess. They got a lot of utility, and smoke going straight over towards the window in mid, bomb outside of the A ramp, and just looking like a standard A split here for Cole.
Yeah, they've led them to believe that this could be sort of an A split as it is, and it looks like it might. They're gonna have 2 players barreling through connector right now. Complexity looking really good on these pistol rounds so far. Can they get the frags to match it? And that doesn't look to be the case. Face Crack is gonna single-handedly put a stop to that with 2 frags of his own. Just Blame F, Glock in hand, grabs 2. That's a good start, and at least the recovery of this round. Bomb down in a rather untangible location. And now Blame F, well, he finds himself there towards jungle. And things slow down to a grinding halt. How does he approach this in a way that it works out? He's gonna have to go through a different avenue. But all these sound cues, Almazar's right underneath him. Blame F didn't look, and there you have it. forZe pick up another pistol here.
Always check the rear view mirrors before changing lanes.
Always look on both sides of the street.
That's true.
Unless you live in the UK, which you can look one way, kind of stop for a second, look another way, and then continue to cross.
Hey, at least we're allowed to jaywalk in our country, you know?
Yeah, I guess, man. It's not a bad thing to have, I suppose. Anyway, Harry, you look flabbergasted. You look distraught. You look like this Mountain Dew has single-handedly just beaten you.
My world's crushed out around me, man. Like,
How are you supposed to go back to normal drinks after that?
Yeah, I've tried it, and you know, it's all over my clothes, it's in my mouth, it's in every facet of my being, and it's great.
It's part of your bloodstream.
I don't think there's any going back, you know, to the life that we lived before.
No, there really isn't. Drip too hard on this wave. Speaking of the wave,
I never even know what half of the phrases you say.
Listen, man,
but they clearly work. You know, like
think about this. Then I got another one for you, Harry.
Yeah. I like
if you have to ask, you'll never know.
Yeah.
And Angelica Pickles said that, so you have to know that there's some weight to that, right?
Do you know who that is? I don't.
No.
You guys don't know Angelica Pickles? I guess.
Oh wait, that's a Rugrats.
Yeah, there you go. You did it.
Yeah, I had to have a
great
little
reference.
thing.
Wow. Okay.
I had to have a little thing, but we got it. Right. Well, let's see what the lovable Rugrats of Complexity are up to here. They're setting up outside of the A bomb site. Flashes going in. Smokes to accompany it. The set piece. Even. Looking like they've double smoked over towards CT to stop that ticket boost position, but it doesn't really matter. The MP9s have killed everybody.
Yeah, you're really, if you're Complexity there, you're hoping for a retake setup, but forZe had 3 players inside of the site. So far from the reality there. And yeah, Complexity, they get mincemeated, Harry, churned up. And now it is just going to be Glocks, P250s, the likes. Nothing interesting as forZe likely going to make even more money. 4 MP9s still dragged across for a follow-up round. So, yeah, I guess this is payday here. Should be the clean 3-0. Double flash for Config to set his team into that B site. A bomb plant would be miraculous, but you've even got the M4 here to make matters worse. So, good luck.
I don't see a way that they... Ooh, okay. No, maybe I do see a way. Maybe I do see a way. Obo might be the way. He might be the shining star that guides these 3 wise men into this B bomb site. Flip just denying the bomb plant though, and I do not remember hearing about this. P2, and it's a shutdown. That will be forZe 3-0 up. The B play attempted, and a nice opening found from Obo, but it's not enough. 3-0 lead now as forZe find the conversions from that pistol victory. But a buy round is around the corner for Complexity.
Oh, just catching them as they fall, Harry. 3-0 though, and no AWP yet out for Complexity. They can get a free one if they take down Z-Power, but easier said than done. Let's see where he takes his. He's got it in the CT spawn. Now we've already seen Complexity have those ticket smokes, which is a bit of a rarity, so I wonder if that will come into play later. Not now though, as B pressure is put on by Obo, and Rush holds onto the ramp. There's mid presence as well for Complexity, just trying to force out all the utility they can early on. But Jerry is waiting for no one, pushed all the way through Palace, and he knows Rush is here as well. options are to try and take this kill to Rush, or he could just hard flank, but he might get it gifted his way. Rush coming all the way back through T-Spawn, and Jerry takes a man advantage. Doesn't even flank Spawn because he knows the Complexity can watch out for that. But with a man advantage, that just makes things even more favorable for forZe. Complexity taking the bomb towards B.
And Rush dying right there just enough to keep forZe on this A site. A lot of pressure, a lot of pepper has been sprinkled over the B side. Bomb's gonna be posted up there towards the end of apartments. They're gonna use a Molotov on Van. They're gonna use several Molotovs actually, just to try to alleviate any threat that could poke his head out there. But mind you, on Catwalk is Config. Now he's worked his way all the way up there. He's gonna run into Almazar. And this one has spiraled out of control. Not gonna be a plant here. Flit wants it. Never did he check. Not even once. Poison. That was all she wrote. So there you have it, 4-0. 4 unanswered rounds. Complexity not having one so far.
Yeah, certainly not ready for a second man at the bench as well. I can't really blame you at that point.
Can you blame F me?
Nice.
Sorry, man. Slow-hanging fruits.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can reach, Trace.
It's true.
Get some high heels on you.
Whoa. Whoa.
4-0. Complexity, they got a Zeus on Obo. He's still feeling it, I guess. Rush yet to frag. Most, or a couple of players are on Cole as well. FaceCrack looking into middle. He's spotting down at top mid. That's the bomb. Be careful, Config, because that grenade could spell your demise. It will just fall short, though. The Molotov, however, not forces him out into the open, and somehow no one's dead. forZe will just concede middle for the time being. They still have a man in the connector and can flash in for a fight later on. No rush to force these engagements.
So much of a struggle there in middle. And you're right, not a whole lot of damage done, all things considered. CSGO nade doesn't really do anything to Config at top mid, but you know,
that was a weird one.
It was real strange. It's almost like the grenades can land in your face in this game, and sometimes do no damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they stop you in your tracks, and you just die straight up. So
we've all been there.
Talk about it, Harry,
where you don't have Kevlar and the nade hits you for 2, and then the grenade does 98 damage with its explosion because you don't have Kevlar, and then you die because you
don't have Kevlar.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, look at FaceCrack, man. He's ready for this window boost. Blame F has been put up in the window position. Ooh. Poison removed in the meantime. FaceCrack, his attention is getting pulled left and right, and that is too many places to keep an eye on. Oh, AWP Z-Power tries to come to life, but it might not even be needed. Obo's Deagle, while it has been a treat, today it gets put down. forZe 5-0, currently going flawless here in map number 3.
Yeah, fantastic start. Complexity, they need to come alive here. They've looked great. I mean, coming off of a high of just winning Train, the map pick of forZe, and dominantly as well. As much as forZe did 69 in that first map of the series. This is not the time to run out of gas. So let's see if Complexity have anything left. Another buy round coming through. AWP for Poison as well. First one we're seeing on this T side so far. And, you know, a lot of pressure really on Poison to find an open kill here to set them off. But it might not be him going in for first blood. Obo is run right down middle. Z-Power's watching connector, but it has been smoked. No vision for forZe. I say that, there's a bit of a gap. And Obo gonna walk right into it. He gets the kill, surely by design, you would assume. Very aware of that gap, and he's going to exploit it as well.
Oh, dear.
Real awesome.
Wow. Oh, dear. Get out of the A-bomb site. Obo lives here now. He's moved in, and it's squatters' rights, man. He's taken over. Obo the hobo inside of the A-bomb site.
That's right.
And now just Almazer and Flit left. Now only Flit. He's just got to try and hold on to the Krieg. A great round from Obo.
Gotta hide your kids, hide your wives. Obo is in town. Really good career, promising career for this young man.
Yeah.
He's really made an impact in the NA scene. So good on him. Keep on trucking, I suppose. Bomb will go off here for Complexity. They'll pick up their first round. After 5 unanswered, they do grab 1 here. They're going to save 5 weapons as well.
You know, just a 16-year-old American dude carrying major winner Rush and top-tier Danish player Config. As you do, standard stuff. I want to know if that smoke is purpose, right? You can throw it a little bit to the left and do that by design, and I assume that's what he was doing, right? Peeking immediately into it. Looked like he could have got caught by that AWP, but Obo, no fear. and even pushes through it as well. What a crazy call.
And I'm a little concerned about, I guess, the lack of communication, perhaps, or maybe the timing was just too quick of a turnaround. He gets the kill from Connector through that, alleged one-way, and then obviously he's able to run all the way up through Connector, grab more kills.
Yeah.
It's just, where was that comm? Maybe it wasn't there.
Yeah, considering no one was pressuring A Palace or ramp either, it was a weird one for both players to be watching the wrong direction. But yeah, just expecting a split. It's common that contact will be made from middle, and then you'll have someone burst out ramp or Palace, and then the lurk will come out through connector or window late. So maybe that's what forZe are expecting. But yeah, it's just a one-man army, I guess.
Oh, they've quickly thrown Flit up into this boost in this round, right? Almaze has been keen to do that, and that actually allows for this kind of double setup towards short where both these players are at different elevations. So you're hoping that the trade comes through regardless of what goes down here in mid. Now, an interesting thing to note is on the back of losing Jerry early on, they've actually left this A bomb site and now going back to it. However, it's already filled with complexity players. There were 4, now 3, and that's all thanks to Face Crack. Bomb plant not yet found, as that Molotov has done a good job of delaying it. They're going to start to plug in those numbers now, and actually it's just the tap to draw the peak. Considering they were hoping that a peak came through, bit of a mystery as to how Almaze is allowed to just swing wide from atop the stairs and get away with that kill. Z-Power here in the jungle. This is a horrid situation to be in if you're Complexity. You've got no utility apart from this flashbang on Rush. And it's like, you can try and throw it in, you can try and use it, but the odds that you're actually going to get Z-Power and anyone off of this angle is not that big, but that's kind of the thing we needed. BlameF is now on 3. Z-Power still holding this position. He's got to deny the ace. There's so little time, but the shot's been missed. BlameF gets the bomb planted, and now it's ace or bust for the busty IGL at the helm of Complexity. Z-Power looking for him, looking for anything. Where's he gone? He's like a ghost. BlameF wrapping in through CT. And Z-Power, sure, he's considering it. And now he knows as he's cleared the rest of the site. Taps the bomb, smoke is down, scopes up, Blame not peeking. And this round gets stolen away from right under his nose. 4's onto 6. And BlameF, try as he might, it's not going to happen today.
You absolutely hate to see that, Harry. What an attempt.
The second kill right there. What a that could have been the turning point. That should have been it. Could have been it. Obviously, when it came down to defuse, BlameF just, he didn't play his cards right there. Nonetheless, a good round from him. He does get the bomb down. We're going to see another purchase here from Complexity. In the meantime, shout out to Sad Text Guy and Cringy Text Guy. I'm going to make sure that they don't leave us. Moreover, Jerry's not going to be leaving without taking down BlameF. So 4v4, we're talking about even strength. Face Crack just really lingering around in the smoke, rather, underneath the window. He has proven to be quite a thorn in the side here at Complexity this round. Two v 4, Harry.
Yeah, I had no idea how this is just going so in favor of forZe. Like, they are just looking like the better team across the board right now. Complexity, they've had a couple of these moments where we've been believing, but we've still got Config yet to put up a kill. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Rush is in that same boat as well. Indeed he is. He's 0-6. So, we've got 2 players on Complexity, and we're 8 rounds in yet to even field a kill. And, if you want to look for the problem, well, there it is. But you need to look deeper than that. You need to understand why. And, it's just been forZe doing such a stellar job of shutting down these attempts. Even here, Almaze is in the back line, ready to pounce the moment contact is made. Poison has at least got it into a 1-on-2, but he's not given an opportunity to clutch that. He just gets shut down straight away. So forZe 7-1 up, and this is not a Complexity that can withstand this. This isn't a resilient looking Complexity right now. This is a team that looks a bit dead in the water. We kind of need the standard to be lifted up a bit now for the Complexity squad, really. Especially considering how Train, it really started to look like a few key players had kind of found their footing over on this squad.
And when you say key players, are you talking about Config?
Right now I am, yeah, just because, like, you know, he went from having a stellar ending to train coming into this. I was hoping with a lot of confidence, right? A lot of fire. And he's 0-7. And in a way, like, you know, it's that old saying of the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I think if you come into this on a really high, and then suddenly you're like, you know, this is a grim reminder of kind of how some of the other rounds, some of the other games, you know, outside of the shiny, fond memories that you have gone. And it might be a bit hard to recover, you know, truthfully. 7-1 down. I think the timer for a recovery here isn't out yet, but it's definitely approaching midnight at this point.
Well, Stomp City right now, is there any resurgence for Complexity? Connector smokes down. Ooh, missed grenades from forZe. Not the end of the world. They can afford to miss those grenades at this point in time. It's going to be a B-split for Cole. First time they've done this, and actually a misread from forZe. They've just rotated a man outside into the market. That's Z-Power with the Orb, taking up a safer position, not exposed to the catwalk. That leaves Almeza in a dangerous spot as well. Playing anti-flash, they can get close on Cat, and Config certainly may, but Blame has been caught. Now they have to activate, now they have to go. No other choice but to commit towards B. They've lost their lurk that could have won them the round, and now options start to fleet. Z-Power with one, immediate trades, both players on the B site dead, and a cat plant for Complexity. They don't have this lurk of Blame, but with them trading equally into the site, this is a fantastic position to be in for Complexity. But we know how good these retakes can be from forZe.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Ooh. That kill there is big, and
yeah, they're out.
That's it. Yeah, that's enough in and of itself, right? The AWP of Poison cements a second round for Cole, and you know, I mean, it's early days, right? It's 2-7. This is still in favor of forZe, but we've all seen these score lines turn around very, very quickly. And if you're Complexity, you're kind of in that position now where you get to decide, you know, is this going to be a reverse sweep? Is this going to be the turnaround, or is this just kind of a one and done?
We have a bit of a skybox here, Harry, from earlier. It's the round that Obo gets that miraculous 3K. Let's just go over it real quickly. He comes towards the connector. He gets that smoke in. You can see there's a gap, and Z-Power's looking underneath it. Should be his kill. He spots the head of Obo, but goes down straight away. Obo immediately capitalizes and pushes through the smoke into the A site. If you look at Jerry, he's watching Obo's position. The second he turns around, Obo comes around the corner. It's a classic case of Counter-Strike timing, and the rest of Complexity flood the site as well. The round is done, and Complexity, that's how they got their first on the board. They're second in the previous, and now they're back in, looking to build upon it.
So yeah, you're right. The communication was there. Obviously, it's just the timing of CSGO sometimes is not very lending, if you will. 3 members alive here for forZe, though. In this round, Complexity has certainly laid down the law. B-bomb site completely open at this point. Jerry face crack, X-Power over here towards A. It's going to be face crack in the connector. Could be a front line of contact right here. He's going to back himself out slowly, going towards that jungle area. Meanwhile, Complexity coming from the underpass, coming from top middle, complete mid control. Now they just need to decide where they want to go. If they go to A, they're going to meet the only resistance that forZe has to offer.
That's the thing, though. forZe have played this very, very well. And they've said, you know what? We're not going to come to you. You've got to come to us. You've got to go into face crack. He takes down 3, and he's given them a real chance here.
Oh, my God.
Jerry's gotten 2. And between that 3-man hold, they get it locked in. I love that, because what most teams would do, they lose 2 players, and they go, right, well, pressure's on us. Let's try and get some info. Let's try and stay ahead of the curve. forZe, they kind of just, you know, all right, we're 7-2 up. We've got 3 players over here at A. Let's not make noise on rotation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just batten down the hatches and hope that it's Complexity to choose the wrong side of the coin in this very, very 50-50, you know, A or B push. It's got to come in somewhere. And so they keep 3 players at A comfortable that they can save. Now the aggression's in from forZe. They switch up the pace. Config, 2 kills. His first 2 kills of the game thus far. While all this chaos, while all this madness has happened, running into the A-bomb site is Russian Obo, but they might wish they didn't. This has left them kind of up the creek without a paddle, as it were. That bomb is all the way back in T-spawn. Obo's got no utility to get himself out of this pickle that he finds himself in. And so now, if you're Poison, was he dropped out?
He had internet problems earlier, for those wondering. That first map of the day, he crashed earlier in Dust 2. 2. Luckily not during a live round, but unfortunately the online CS has come back to bite, and Poison is gone. Obo, he's got to do it alone. The issue is, Harry, the bomb is gone. He's going to have to kill his teammate if he wants to plant, so it might just be a deathmatch time.
Hey, look, man, some people would be so glad for this kind of therapy, right? Like, let's go.
Do it!
Woo! That's the bomb retrieved, and Obo, he needs 4 kills in this 1v3. He's gotten 2 of 4 thus far.
My goodness, what a turn of events right there. Very unfortunate for the side. That is Poison. Poor guy. Anyway, Obo's going to try to walk out Palace here with the bomb. Jumps right out.
A plant stick would be like great right now. Get that money, lock it in for Complexity regardless of what happens in this round, and yeah, he's going to get it. No one here to stop. Faking it out for a second time, really expecting players to be close, and he's got the info. Not only taking down Almeza, but he sees the second man in middle. Flit has a utility to get him out of position, but Obo has got to move. He backs up into the Molotov, going for the fight, and Flit will catch him on the cross. His own molly not saving the day, but you've got to give it to Obo. Pouring out for the young man because he gives it his all. He kills his teammate, mutiny on the server, and unfortunately just 1 kill too short. The AWP is saved, and the round also for forZe 9-2.
Up the Krieg without a paddle. Sorry.
Busted gun.
Hey, you said it, and that is Hugo Byron. Nonetheless, 9-2. forZe really hammering them out here. Complexity not where they want to be, especially with a lag out. But I'd imagine that does mean a router gets reset. A router if you're not from America. And then we'll be back on our way shortly.
I mean, wow, FaceCrack and Jerry combined for 5 of the 6 entry duels won. That's a, yeah, I mean, these two have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this one.
We're going to run some highlights here just to kind of
we had a lot.
Catch people up to speed. Yeah, there was a lot of
that was a nice
memorable moments.
Bam, 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 bam. I'm just waiting for that FaceCrack 3K again. The Krieg spray down on Con. I can't wait to see that.
Oh. This right here is ridiculous. Just
one of the things that you gotta love about this Complexity squad is just how like this team of relatively speaking like young players has come up, and I think the decision making that a lot of them demonstrate is just so damn good. Like, you've got Obo, who I think with his ability to win out these clutches, he's kind of showing that he's clearly got a very good read on the game, right? And maybe even comparable to like an NA Zipnix in that sense, that he's so good in these clutches, he just kind of knows the flow of a game very, very well.
You said it right.
Well, there we got to get up for that one, I guess.
Another name would be Blame F in that camp. You know, I think his read, obviously, as an IGL, has to be fantastic. And with some of the clips he had, with that almost ace, dude, the ability to know that in that smoke, in that connector, there's going to be a couple of bodies waiting. It's just perfect. Everything about it.
If Complexity can find their form to be, you know, a top 5, top 10, like a top 5 consistent like LAN team, and you know, beat the best in the world, and Blame can do all that leading while fragging, he could definitely go down in history as you know, a significantly notable player, depending on you know, how this roster goes over the coming year. I guess 2020 is a big year for Complexity Gaming and a big year for Blame F. So I'm excited to see, you know, what these guys can do, especially throughout the next few weeks of the Pro League. Right now, map 3, if you are just joining us, forZe versus Complexity, the Russians taking on this European North American mix, and they are doing it with style as well. 9-2 up in the final map of this series to decide the opening game of Group B for Season 11.
Yeah, just waiting for Poison to sort these internet issues. Now, Poison in Danish, language that 2 of his teammates speak, well, that would be gift. That's how you say it. I'm pretty sure, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a gift to this squad, but not only that, it's got a double meaning, doesn't it, Hugo? It means marriage as well, the word gift in Danish.
They're saying marriage is poison. It wasn't me, it was them. So,
yeah.
you know, that's
well, so
there.
you know, it's a good one because, you know, this Complexity squad, it can feel a bit like a marriage at times. So they've got things they've got to work on, they're building up through it, and eventually they're going to get to a point where, you know, everyone's supporting one another and things are looking good. That's a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
But we've made it work.
You know, you gotta, words are just things, Harry, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, try and not think about this too much.
Throw enough words at a wall and some of them
you know,
will stick.
do just think that pretty much all of, like, you know, government and stuff is just a group of people sat in a room saying words to one another, and they decide everything.
It's all a big sham, Harry.
But don't let that get in your head too much. And now we're almost back in for the action, hopefully, Hugo. We got a few more facts coming up. In the last 3 months on LAN, forZe have lost more games than they've won.
Well, luckily it's not on LAN, I guess. And this is case
silver
in point.
lining, right?
Case in point, 9-2 third map. So good start.
Yeah, I mean, for forZe, you know, talking points obviously going to be Jerry. I love him. Love him as an IGL. I think he's got a real good brain on his shoulders, and I love all the interviews he can give. If we end up doing an interview for this, he'd be a great candidate to talk to, I feel like. But we've just been told we're back in a minute. Trace, I can see on your face that you're feeling very excited by this news. I know you've been waiting to get back into the action.
Yeah, I mean, and as it stands, I'm very excited to see Complexity, you know, start the car here and get it running in the right direction. 92 is not where they need to be sitting. And of course, with a couple lag outs, you can only just sit there and wonder, what if? You know, if Poison had not lagged out with Obo, and that whole round could have been a totally different look. This could start to be a different half.
Probably would have been Cole's round, really, right? Obo made it a one-on-one, and a very winnable one at that, on his own after killing his teammate. And, you know, even looking deeper into that round, as soon as he killed his teammate, you could see forZe react. They pushed the top of middle. They knew that the last man was in T-spawn. That's where the AFK was, so they were able to set up appropriately for it. But yeah, you can't really do anything about that. If you crash during a round, then, you know, unlucky, I guess. It's one of the banes of online CS. But we are back in, Harry.
Bane did nothing wrong.
You think online is your ally? I was born in the land.
I actually got a can you could try and do it into. There's actually
Go on, Harry. Let's see what your idea is.
There's not a big enough hole in the can. That's the problem.
That's always
See,
my problem.
with these Mountain Dew Amp game fuels, they've actually gone ahead and they've put a resealable top on there.
That's nice.
Not a standard with most energy drinks on the market. And that's the thing. That's why you gotta love that's why you gotta love Mountain Dew Amp game fuel, because they've gone above and beyond here.
Yeah, monstrous brand. They provide the best.
And they've put this resealable top on, which isn't good if you're trying to do a Bane impression, but it's great for keeping your fluids under control. Now, keeping this B bomb site under control is what Allmazer tried to do there, but he's been oboed down into oblivion, and now this B site is overrun with complexity.
That it is, Harry. That it is. Flit and Jerry, to be exact, looking to lasso this one back. That bomb's going to get planted with 5 alive. Not a whole lot for forZe here to attempt to accomplish. Now, the craziest phenomenon here, right? So forZe are up 9-2. They lose this round. Where's that money? Crazy phenomenons, crazy scenes, Harry.
Well, it's a close rounds, right? Complexity have been bringing it down to the wire. They have been doing damage. The previous round was Obo making it a one-on-one. So yeah, that's the effect of damage coming through to really hurt you as a counter-terrorist. Everything's more expensive. Double orbs are more common. Molotovs cost more. You need those kits. And unfortunately, not going to be the case for forZe. They got nothing. Just this saved gun. Flit gets away with an M4. They may as well buy round this. 3 players on 1,400, nothing to lose. Flit drops over a rifle, I guess, and you get 3 guns in this round, one of them being potentially even a FAMAS. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. But at 9-3, hey, no complaints.
Now, I will say in that previous round, Config really took, the game into his own hands. I don't know if you saw him barreling up Catwalk, just running through. He does get legged by AWPer, and then continues to push, gets the frag. That's the kind of Config that I like to watch playing, the one that plays that aggressive, get-in-your-face style, and makes the opponents kind of be punished for it almost.
Well, you like getting in the face, and Flit is looking to do exactly that. And oh my word, this could be huge. Flit, you little minx! He emerges from the smoke and he almost gets away with 3. Obo is put down shortly after. And this one might be all said and done, at least in round number 13. It's Poison and it's Rush, left with their backs against the wall, the bomb down in mid, and very little to work with. The only avenue they've got is Rush over here at A. If he can get this kill, if he can get a bit of a foothold and open up a path through this A bomb site for them to work some magic over in mid, maybe there's a chance. But he doesn't even come close. And for old mate Poison, he might want to have a word with his ISP, because...
Has he crashed again?
Well, either that or this is a like a new stance on Counter-Strike. You know, we've had like the very mobile era of teams like Furia.
Harry, this is actually, Poison's adopting the same strategy that you adopt at the start of every pistol round, which is just to go AFK and go do something else. Oh, sorry guys, my glasses are downstairs. I'm gonna
sorry
get a drink.
guys, gotta go water the fish or something ridiculous. Right?
Well, to be fair, without the water, they would not fare well.
So that's why Harry gives them a couple of drops every day just to make sure they stay alive.
Nice, man.
Flopping about.
Good stuff. Well, it's an inevitable thing to have happened here. We do see another pause. It's going to be a tech one, too.
Trace, you want to sub in for Poison here, get you on the server? I saw your nuke pre-fires yesterday, and I've got to say I'm impressed.
Okay, well, there's a couple of things I wanted to say about that, but I'm going to leave that for those fish. To just kind of swim around in their bowl, wonder about how, how I ended up faring so well.
Well, Trace, here's a wild one. Back when I was trying to edit for the Elevate CSGO team.
Interesting. You were editing for them.
Yeah, I was trying to edit like little frag movies.
I think you've got a 6 cinematic smooths tutorial on YouTube, don't you?
And I actually ended up editing a frag movie that had you playing in it for Cloud9 as a sub, no less. And I think you were in the team with maybe, I want to say Sean Gez was there.
Yeah,
but
it was the old school lineup. Yeah. Moreover,
you know, you're up against the Liege and stuff.
It was on Cash.
it was on Cash.
Wow,
Like, you remember
Trace.
this? Like, yeah, dude. And I still have that demo downloaded. I look at it every now and again.
Just to see me run out 2 bullet Roca at the generator.
It's just such like an interesting little crossover there.
Yeah, once upon a time, and that was online. So that's all I'm saying is
give Poison a ring. Let's get it going again.
Hey, I guess that's a decent idea. If his internet isn't, acting appropriately, perhaps we just call him, get him to talk to us.
Well, how? Because no internet.
Well, who said you need the internet to talk to people?
I mean, yeah, you could phone call, I guess. If you want to hold a phone next to
I'll get him on speaker right now.
There will be some horrible receiver.
What are we sending Morse code now?
Yeah, whatever. Well, I don't know what they call it, like technical interference.
Oh, okay. Well, it was an idea. I was just kind of throwing it out there. Nonetheless.
Please put your phone on airplane mode, Trace, while boarding.
See, what I've been prepared for is because we're worried about the world ending at any point. I've gotten very into radios. I've bought some radios recently.
What kind of radios?
Just
like a boombox you carry on your shoulder.
No, like walkie-talkies. I want to get a long-distance radio, but I don't even know where to begin. And I don't know what I'd use it for.
Let's pause that right there. Rushley, I want to go ahead and get you to chime in this moment and perhaps tell us, is Harry your typical Brit?
I would probably say so. I think Hugo's got that more classy Brit to him. Harry's more of a rough and tumble kind of fella.
Rough and tumble? Actually, to be fair, yeah. Hugo is from the gilded cloth of royalty in the UK.
Yeah, I think his family own a whole town as far as I'm aware. So
really?
It's a city,
cool.
But yeah, sure.
Byronville? Okay. What do they call it?
Byronshire. Yeah.
It's right next to Derbyshire.
Yeah. No, it's
a real place.
Yeah.
Trace, it's Derbyshire.
Oh, my bad. What are they? They're the Lions, right? Derby.
I have no idea. I'm from Derbyshire, though, so you don't
been
disrespect.
To Leicester?
Right? I have been to Leicester. Yeah.
How about Londonshire?
Londonshire. I don't know anything about that. I was just in Twickenham not long ago, so different times altogether. And you know what, Rushley? How are you feeling about this right now? Do you feel that the round that it was Oboe and Poison, if he wouldn't have lagged out, that would have turned out a little bit differently?
I think, well, likely so, yeah, for sure. I thought Oboe, he almost had it, though, to be honest. But I've never seen that before, a team kill like that, so it was kind of interesting to see. The first time I've ever seen that.
Well, speaking of seeing, I would love to see you on the camera right about now. If we could get Rushley on the camera, just so people can put a face to the name. And once we do that, I think the best way to do it is to get like a Hey Future Pros in there just to kick it off.
All right, if we get it. Oh, there I am. Hey Future Pros.
How's
it going?
I love every single second of that.
Excellent. Are you guys having a good time?
Yeah, man. Rush, we're going on about like British place names. What town are you originally from?
I'm from a small town called Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
Winchesterton Fieldville.
Yeah.
Not quite. We're known for we have a
Fieldfield.
church and the spire is crooked, and that's what we're known for.
Nice. So is that by design, or is it just like really
from
heavy
what I'm
winds?
aware, it was not by design. They just didn't let the wood dry, and then it all like twisted and got crooked.
Wow. So I wonder if someone got fired for that. I really have to. Anyway, it seems like it worked out. Do you guys know anything about his hometown? Do you know anything about that?
Never heard of it.
Learn something there, which is, you always let your wood dry out or else it might end up crooked.
You're damn right, Harry. You're damn right.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable scenes, almost like the highlight clips that we're going to load up here, just to kind of throw some more information your way as to what you've missed. We are dealing with a lag out situation on Poison, and maybe some wet wood or something along those lines. Harry, what is it, man? What is it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just here to talk about CS. I'm no carpenter. Well, actually, I tell you what, I did actually build a table the other day with my bare hands. Like not like an assembled one,
So
like
you
out
built
of wooden planks.
Like an IKEA table?
No, like literally, I reclaimed some wood and I built a table.
So did you like sand it down? Do you have some tools? You have power tools? You use handsaws?
Yeah. I used I forgot what it's called, but it's called like a biscuit cutter or something, and you cut little slits into the wood. You put wooden biscuits in there. Yeah, bro, and I actually did that. So, amateur carpenter on the rise.
Ironically, my father is a carpenter.
Yeah, wow.
So I know all about those kind of things.
Oh boy, we are
Trace, the
really,
biscuit man.
we've really got our, the biscuit man.
I've heard the term biscuit king, but you know.
I prefer Biscuitshire, but you know.
Biscuitshire, right there next to Tea and Crumpetshire or wherever that is. Anyway, so we are still sitting on a pause right now. It is Complexity, who are certainly the lesser so far in this matchup, trying to find an answer to at least Poison's internet problem, which has kind of halted us, if you will. And if you are just joining us, you're saying, you know what, I'm not really about watching Complexity versus forZe. Don't really care about either of these teams. Well, perhaps you're going to care about Na'Vi and North. That is what's coming up next right now. After this best of three concludes.
This is kind of like the budget Na'Vi North game, right? Because we have a bunch of Russians on forZe, you know, some up-and-comers, some young boys, and then we've got some Danes over on the other side. Well, that's exactly what we got coming up later. More Russians and Ukrainians, and then a bunch more Danes. So, yeah, you know, this is the budget. This is the lead-in for the Na'Vi North. Na'Vi North 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So what you're saying it is the appetizer for our second game. Okay.
Yes. We call it a starter in the UK, but, you know.
Starter. I get it. I get the sentiment. Also, don't agree that, you should be ordering wings as a starter. That's a whole meal. But we'll get into that another time.
I don't know. Your American starters are like full meals, full three-course meals. Yeah.
We're talking about nachos stacked to the ceiling.
Yeah, my stomach isn't that big. I can't fit that many nachos.
Well, Americans are big. So I guess overall, right on par for the course. Speaking of the course, it's going to take us just past Na'Vi North into our hot match of the day, Fnatic and Big Clan. Now, there's a lot of questions. Oh, why is Big in this event? Why is Big in this tournament? Does anybody know the answer to that one?
The other team that should have been here is too busy playing another online league somewhere else, trapped in their rooms. I don't know. Heroic, I think. Fun plus Phoenix disappeared, gone into the wind, into the nether zone.
And the official ruling there, Big replacing Heroic, who failed to field a roster. Last minute edition, of course. A lot of things have shifted looking into this season of Pro League, and that is just one of them. It does look like some good news, though. It does look like Poison's going to be joining us momentarily, which means that we get back into the game.
Yeah, never mind Fun plus Phoenix. It's Fun plus Poison in this server, because he's finally back, and he's been added into the roster, and now there's spinning going on.
He's practicing for defuse.
This is good, yeah. To using the Jerry technique. He's a Beyblade, if you ever used to use them, Trace. In your, I mean, to be fair, your youth was a little before my youth. So you would have been like, like a teenager, like an old adult. Oh, like an old teenager, sorry.
An old adult. Yeah, my youth was probably considerably different than yours, Harry. I mean, in some ways...
You ever play with a hoop and a stick? Just roll that down a road or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the stick or the hoop?
Both.
The stick.
I mean, it's kind of all rolled in one.
No, I used the stick to smash the can down the hill. Yeah, it's just this whole thing.
You're a yob, Trace. Is that you're admitting to a bit of connivery, thievery?
No, none of that. Absolutely none of that.
Well, we're back in, Trace. I'm sure you're happy to hear we can get away from whatever this was. 10-3 now as Complexity. They're trying to find the last couple of rounds of the T side, trying to draw things back.
I feel like we've gone the route of like Chad, Henry, and Alex. We've just started our own podcast, and we're just sat around talking about things now. Nade down through mid, and Config looking to be the man to get a handle of this mid area of the map. It's Obo over in the apartments. He's been here round upon round, it feels like. And he's had kind of a mixed bag of results, at least over towards B. This time he's got a man nearby to support in the form of Blame F, who's actually kind of clearing out these lower tunnels. Smoke goes into the apartments, and so they're just going to hold Obo here. Makes a bit of noise, keeps these players at B for the time being, but we'll see him backing away now. This bomb is in a spot where you can go anywhere if you're Complexity. I still think this is a B play. They've got 2 players over in mid. They're going to pick that bomb up. They keep Obo over towards the apartments. This looks like a mid to B split, and that's now coming in. They've had no presence at A all round long, and so Blame F, his job is just to stop these rotations, make it as hard as possible. And now the rest of the team, they've just got to win these fights inside of the bomb site. And so it's not as clean as they would have liked, but it's still a 3-on-2 here for Complexity. They're going to take that all day long.
Oh, the lurk, Blame F. We've seen him get punished in the same position, the same connector play time after time, but this time it works wonders. He kills 2 rotations. forZe, they had a 3-on-3 in the post plant. They were about to get this retake going, and they've had Blame drive a dagger into their back. That's only going to force a save. Jerry, going into the last round of the half, has no money left in the reserves, wants to keep this gun for a rainy day. And when it rains, it pours. Complexity all over that B bomb site. Lots of numbers and a 4th to their name. Not a great half. Remember, even if they 10-5 this, it's going to be a long road to recovery. But if there's one thing that Complexity have been putting together, it's pistol rounds. So let's see if they can keep that up. One more round left of the half. Everything to play for. And not a lot to play with, at least on the side of forZe. That almost got scary as well. Flit almost, had Almeza run in front of him as he was shooting. Luckily, he still gets away with 2 kills, but ultimately meaningless at the end of the day. Complexity are covered in cash, and they're going to be able to buy up fully. The AWP as well on Poison. 4 and 10 on Poison. Not that we can blame him. He's crashed, what, 3 rounds now? 2, 3 rounds? One of those. Even been T-killed, so can't catch a break. Ooh.
Yeah, Config's gone through this this armada of short smokes, and he's got himself a close position. But speaking of players going aggressive, Flit and Almeza have both pushed.
They've
both pushed B. Blame knows that there's a man lower. And now with getting that kill, you're already anticipating that maybe forZe have reacted to this information in some way. I don't think you're at all ready, though, for this flank from Almeza. And the bomb is at ramp. This could be a disaster for Complexity. This pistol could ruin everything right now.
Yeah, but they're just getting out through ramp. The timing is everything, and he is in hot pursuit close behind. Jerry forced up on the Molotov. Has got to fight. The Deagle out. 2 kills as Z-Power assists his teammate, but Almeza is left alone. The Krieg has been picked up, but he will be dropped immediately after. Rush closing out the round and the half with 5 for Complexity. It's a good recovery near the end of things, considering they played a lot of that half 4-on-5, but now they've got to really pick up the pieces on this CT side. We'll see if they can do so. Join us after the break for the last half of this series.
Strong enough with your battle cry. Brings you to your knees. Rising out the ashes, coming from the ether. All I hear is static. Breathe a little deeper. Fallen, broken, a million light years away from home. My eyes opened, and now I've come to claim life. Never let it go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. let it burn. Found me in the darkness. Now they see me shining. Calling me a goddess. Thunder and the lightning. I'm falling, I'm faster. Making my way back, I'm close to home. I'm fighting harder. Because I've come to claim my throne. Never letting go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Season 11. Here we are taking a look at face crack stats, as it does look like the faces of Complexity have been cracked across the map of Mirage. Like an egg, very fragile, and ultimately just getting smoked. It didn't look good for him here so far, but perhaps they have the chance to turn it around. Obviously, some unforeseen tech issues there with the Internet of Poison, and these things will happen online. But as it stands, we have a 10-5 half, and I also have Harry and Hugo here to talk about the GG.bet odds.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they shouldn't be smoking. Maybe they should be hard-boiling those eggs, get some armor, get some Kevlar, and that's exactly what they've done.
What do you
forZe
think
favored
you
on
are?
those odds.
Some kind of expert?
Yeah. Good one. Oh, Blame, he is feeling ready to go and looking to scramble things up at top mid, but he instead will get blown right out of the water. forZe, quick kills as they run towards this A site. Rush push back as well. He has a kit for the retake, but down 2 men. Forcing fight is going to be the aim of the game here for Complexity, and they will land the shots required.
Yeah, Rush's head on a swivel. That bomb's now dropped over towards jungle, but look at Z Power. I'm whispering because he's sneaking in through the back line. And Config, ooh, get himself on. Look at little Z Power though, he's still going. Oh dear, they've seen him, they see Z Power. So I tried to keep it down for him, but it doesn't end up working. Jerry now 1v3 up in Palace, and that bomb is out in the open. I mean, it's irretrievable. He's got to try and give it a go, sure. Look at this, man. This is horrible. This is horrible. Yeah. They're not even giving him the peak.
There ain't no sunny side up in this round for forZe. That's to say the very least. They get fried, Harry.
Nice, guys. Eggs on the mind, I see.
Yep. Bit of a poacher for Complexity. 6 rounds. I got more, dude. I got more. I've just been to America. You guys got so many ways to do your eggs. So, yeah, you know.
You ever had cheese eggs? Because that is the bomb.
Hugo actually went there and took it all down in his yoke book. Good
God. That's not even worthy of getting the notes.
Harry, I'm appreciating these jokes, man. You really have come out of your shell in Pro League.
Yeah,
you
man.
guys are so dumb. It's just, I can't even.
Don't laugh. You only encourage us.
The Palace drop is coming on in, and, well, they get into the bomb site. But this is a bit of a slaughter. Kind of gone about as one-sidedly as we would expect. That bomb gets denied. That's really all forZe were looking for. And yeah, Allmazer.
Nice one.
Yeah, there's the play we were waiting for.
That's my teammates in matchmaking.
And it does look like, given the outcome of that round, or at least the outset of it, the sunny side has come back up for Complexity. They have picked up some rounds here, starting to gain a little bit of traction in what was a pretty turbulent first half. Now they find themselves at 10-7, so a response nonetheless.
Yes, indeed. Bright skies and vitamin D flowing through the veins of Complexity as they try and get back into this game. Remember, for those just joining us, this is the 3rd map of this series, the opening game of Group B for Season 11 of the ESL Pro League. It's a mouthful, and it's delicious. As Blame runs underpass, Z Power has taken a man out of middle to start things off, and Config gets aggressive in the Palace to his own demise. That's actually Z Power doubling in the Palace, rather. A quick push from Complexity gets countered, and this was only a bonus round, so it's not the end of the world. They were on those SMGs, and a scout is still in play. If they lose this, or more likely when they lose this, they can buy up fully. But that will give forZe just that extra bit. And that's another fight being won by Jerry, which should guarantee this round at this point. forZe don't have to rush. They don't have to run the gauntlet. They can just take their time as they let Complexity set up to save. Of course, that's not what Complexity want to do. They just don't know where forZe are going yet.
Yeah, and you know, while they've got this ground on A, they don't want to risk moving around, right? They were hoping that, you know, like best case scenario, they nonchalantly walk into that A bomb site and Complexity somehow get that clutch. But I think, you know, the reality had set in for a while for Obo and Poison. They're going to bow out, they're going to hold on to these weapons, but it will be an 11th round on the board for forZe. Complexity trailing behind in this third map of this series. We're currently 1-1. That's how maths works. That's how we get here to map number 3.
Nice.
And winner takes all.
Or, yes.
All what?
Whoa.
What? Well, all the rounds for forZe here. 11 on this T side. Harry and Trace, you want to get out of here? You want to go home?
Where are you trying to send us, man? I'm pretty cozy, pretty comfortable watching this. It is a grind, though, for Complexity. But fear not. Somewhere in this wide world, Jason Lake is kicking a chair.
I actually, he's in Twitch chat. I'm like 99% sure. He said he was going to be hanging out in Twitch chat, I guess, because that's like the closest he can come to being sat in the audience around Complexity. I love it, man. He must look like the world's biggest stalker when in reality, you know, he just loves his team. He's at every event, he's always there, he's following them around, and he's always the guy in the crowd cheering them on. I think that's a very unique little perspective that not many teams have someone behind them as dedicated as Jason Lake.
The soccer dad of esports, I read somewhere.
Wow. Shame on you.
Is that an insult?
You said football, or soccer, not football, so...
I mean, I'm not interested. I said soccer because he's American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not that interested either. I'm not a sport dude. I've committed.
Plus, I figure with the Dallas Cowboys, the football thing. Anyway, point being.
All right, Trace, you know sport better than me. I just like video games. Fast cat play, and well, speed isn't the aim of the game, but headshots are. Z-Power has been on fire with this Krieg. 2 kills in the previous 2 already in this. And forZe are looking at 12th round, served to them on a platter. Complexity, again saving. Very little they can do about this. Wrong place, wrong time.
It's worrying now, though, because it's like, you know, when they save at the end of that last round, you understand that, you know, it was a bonus. They only went into it with SMGs and a scout. You know, they really didn't have much to play with. This was everything. You know, you put all your stock into this round. And
did they put all their eggs in one basket, Harry?
They did, and there's no bailouts. You know, you're not getting this corrected anytime soon. This is going to be 12-7. You're going to have very little, if anything, to work with in this next round outside of the 2 rifles that you hold on to. So really, you know, if everything kind of goes par for the course, this should be 13-7 in favor of forZe before we have another buy come in for Complexity.
Look at how clean Z-Power is, man. He's just been tapping. He's not even, you know, doing 15 bullet sprays. He's just click-clacking his way to a win for forZe. 12-7, 4 rounds away from that. Well, I mean, probability at this point. Complexity calling in their second tactical pause. They are going to need to dig deep if they want to keep this series going.
This tactical timeout brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Boy, do I love them. Big fan. They do a lot of cool stuff over there. Not as cool of stuff as the Army, but nonetheless.
Trace has a bias here, I think.
No. Same team, same fight. And that's all you need to know about it, Hugo. Moving on, we will. forZe with the weapons. Complexity looking for the rebound. Just 2 rifles. And a whole lot of work to do to get themselves back into this game and this decider on Mirage. Here you go, mid-control from Complexity. They got out in front of this one as best they could, taking a little bit of a note out of forZe's book, hiding in those smokes. What that's done, though, has left the A site wide open. We're going to see forZe spill out onto it.
Heavy mid setup does at least allow these quick rotations, so Complexity are in towards the A site very, very quickly. That being said, no one is inside of the A site. They're all on the boundaries, on the borders, waiting by the walls that forZe have put up. Molotov's landing to keep these CTs out. Config couldn't stop the plant. Aim punch got in his way, and now he needs to hit the immediate headshot. Flash is good. Config looks away, and he gets the kill, dodging the flashbang again and going back for more. If he can win this round with a USP, that would be absolutely ridiculous. And he's found his second as well. This is still doable.
Surely not. And oh dear, another kill comes in. config, he's foaming at the mouth. He's hungry. The Molotov is there. There is time for the defuse.
Baby.
They've got a kit. It's going to be so close, and they get it. Oh dear. And Z-Power, he's left wondering, how on earth has that happened? How has that transpired in this way? config, oh my, he just has these moments where you see like why he's such an exciting prospect. He's been quiet all game long, then he hits this. Get out of the server. Another kill gets followed up onto here. Jerry goes down, and he makes that entire round doable. Thankfully as well, Rush, the man who had saved, carried that kit forward from the last round, and that makes all the difference there. 8 to 12, and maybe that has given Complexity a chance, but already the AWP of Z-Power has bested Poison once again. That has been a reoccurring story in this map.
And you just don't see many diffuses get that damn close. That was right on the wire right there. You want to talk about wearing hats? Well, Rush certainly did wear it that round. Look at this. config just oblivious to it. Gets absolutely mowed down by Flit. Face crack, able to surprise also Oboe by being there. So all of that good stuff done in the prior round is sort of just thrown out the window at that point. Yes, it did put another round on the board for Complexity, but as it stands, 5 versus 2, just Rush and Blame F alive. I don't think they could be in a much worse scenario.
Well, so the one thing that's good is, oh, hang on a minute, this position from Rush. Okay, he shouldn't get more than this one, right? If he swings and he catches that player, I think it's Flit over in jungle, then maybe there's a chance he gets some real value out of this. A, that bomb isn't even coming towards this bomb site. It's over in the apartments. B, if Blame wins this cleanly, now you're 2 versus 3. This was not a, oh my God, that nade does a lot of damage on the Flit as well. There's a chance still, but I don't even know if they want to give it a go. Like, they've gotten it down into a doable situation. They've got this 2-on-3. It's just like the lack of any information as to what's gone on at this B bomb site. And you had players wrapping through mid. You know, they could be set up in jungle, and they are, by the way, over on the forZe side. So you can't really afford to take this rotation as Complexity. What I was going to say, though, Trace.
Yes?
Is that, you know, you mentioned how this is a pretty awful timing and how those heroics in the last round feel a bit like they're in vain. The thing that's good here for Complexity is this was like meant to be their original buy round, right? They would have put everything into this, but because they win that previous round with just pistols, they have plenty of money. So they lose this round here, they get a couple of kills, they keep forZe's economy kind of in a spot where it's breakable. You know, you're not going to break it anytime soon, but the potential's definitely there. And for Complexity, they still get a full buy here. They get the AWP on Poison. They get the utility that they need. So, you know, while it's not great that it does kind of, you know, cancel out that round win in the one prior, they at least have that much more of a buffer because of the context of how they picked that round up.
So what you're saying is they put the AWP in Poison's hands, who's not had a great go of it here. Luck has not been his lady in this map, at least. And moreover, you've got 3 rounds now. 3 rounds for Complexity. If they do falter, that's it. That's all she wrote. So yeah, you've got all the money in the world. Doesn't matter when the other team reaches 16. Anyway, I'll eat my words.
Yeah, let's see how this one pans out, because these kills have gone left and right early on. And, you know, Rush, sure, he was traded, but it's been kept in the advantage of Complexity. And that's exactly what we needed to see. They set up now for this mid control, and they start to work this area of the map. Jerry's actually going to best Oboe over towards Catwalk. And so this has opened up a window of opportunity for the forZe side. They've gone from being a man down with very little to work with to suddenly having this mid control, having a player in window. Flit's going to catch one. Now, they're not ready for the double up, but this is a wealth of information if you're forZe. There's one player you don't know the whereabouts of, and that's Poison. He's just made his presence known. So Jerry knows where both these players are, or where they can be, at the very, very least. This immediate reposition from config down towards CT, stellar in terms of keeping Jerry guessing, and it means they have this crossfire on the murder hole. Jerry's going to find out why they call it the murder hole, and that's the 9th round on the board for Complexity.
The 9th round on the board. That is, well, a good look for Complexity. Need to stack a few more on top. 13 to 9. Still with their backs against the wall. Big Poison trying to peek the window with AWP. Meanwhile, it's X-Power trying to get a shot off onto B. The battle for mid has come to a lull for the time being. Pop flash there in the connector is going to push Blame back just a little bit, but he doesn't want to give up too much ground. He wants to stay close. He wants to keep him honest there. He doesn't want to just give up the connector and let this A site spiral out of control. Even though, given the positioning there of Jerry, it would appear as though maybe they're going to flex back towards B, run up catwalk. Just a matter of time, though. No frags having coming out on either side. Nothing really alluding to where they want to go.
Yeah, now finally that Petty's looking like it's going to drop, right? And they start to maneuver up through short. They get that bomb into the ladder room. And not the best spot for it, but that's where the Molotov has forced its hand. They'll try and get maybe Flit or Almazer into the window. Still yet to really catch wind of where these defenders are for Complexity. This is such a weird stalemate in the round where mid-control kind of belongs to the T's. That flash, perfect. Z-Power, such an important trade. Everyone else in Connector is blind. That could have been a far worse situation. But now the remaining players for Complexity are trying to close this out, trying to keep it in their favor. Tags are plenty as Z-Power and Poison go blow for blow, and it's Poison to win it out. Blindsided by the player at ramp. Rush will deal with Jerry. Complexity are going to reach double digits. They break the money of forZe. And so now 3 rounds between them and their opposition. There's a good chance that they can still tie this up yet.
That's what we're going to be looking forward to, at least. Good stuff there from Poison. And again, that good trade there from X-Power just did not go the way they wanted it to, the way they needed it to. Now they're finding themselves on 3 Glocks and 2 P250s, at least in a rather expedited pace towards middle. They're going to send the bomb in B apartments. Just waiting to take this mid area. Poison's going to get a pretty easy shot there off the side of Face Crack. But that does give up middle. Against these pistols, things are about to get a little spicy, I can imagine. Blame F there to support his opper. And that's what you like to see as the bomb tries to jump in window. Blame F just shutting him down. 1, 2, 3. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
It does not get easier than that. And, you know, for Blame, this is nice. He's having a great performance in this server. I think he's top of the team. And you imagine that's going to kind of, you know, making these decisions even easier. You know, he's feeling confidence in himself and his calls, and that's going to reflect across the board in the rest of the team. This is where for forZe, if they weren't worried, they should definitely be starting to get worried. You know, Poison's had a resurgence. He was on 5 kills just a matter of rounds ago, and now he's kind of tying up with the rest of the squad. That AWP is starting to come alive. And for forZe, yeah, they've got another investment. Yeah, they throw a buy into this round. But it's kind of left them in that same spot again, where there's no money after this. You know, you're all done. You're all done. You've got to just take an eco or a partial investment. And there's a world in which Complexity tie this up 13-13 if they pick this round up here and now.
How about this AWP in Config's hands? What's he want to do with that? I like this little boost. Didn't land the shot there from X-Power, but still, good idea.
So Config's been put on short with that secondary AWP trace, and I think this is because forZe have been really making it a bit of a statement to go for this mid-control early and really just blanket smoking everything, trying to get in the heads of Complexity, trying to sell this idea that they've gotten into window, something that they've been doing a hell of a lot and kind of controlling the pace of the game through window and connector. And so this is the response. It's Blame and Config going aggressive in mid, taking these fights, and it might not be the response that was required.
There's the bench, playing a pivotal role in how this round could break down. Config somehow walking away half health on the nose. Top flash there, ramp. Good stuff by Poison. It's going to be Rush that capitalizes. Able to grab himself a frag too out of that. So really well played there on the A side, 3v4.
What? Config just wallbang Flit. He couldn't even see him. Through the side of the market door. And Complexity have pulled back a 4-on-2. He was tagged as well, so that was a crucial kill. If Config fell, that would have opened up a route to flank into that B site. The bomb could have joined up through Catwalk, but now it's an A play. This flank from Almeza is still coming in, and there's a timing. Poison shouldn't be expecting this because they just killed a man in this same position. Now it's his time to strike, and he's got the kill, he's got the drop on him, and he will get the frag, but boy, is that a close one. Has to tank 50 damage coming through the Molotov. Rush has killed the man in the middle, and that's the bomb dropped. It's all on Almeza. Amazing trade, but 18 seconds, and he's already been caught by Config coming in on rotation. That Molotov can't get much better, and that's won the round for Complexity. He can't get the bomb. 9 seconds, and it's all about saving the gun.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, it's huge. If he were to die off the time, oh, that would be a disaster. Luckily enough, he's able to get away with that AWP.
Remember that time I said that Complexity, back against the wall, things really need to turn around for them. They need this, they need that. Well, look, they found it, okay? So 13-12, back in the ball game, just as I predicted.
And yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on here, Trace. This is where they can get back in the driver's seat. The ball is now in their court. They're not the team trying to come back anymore. If anyone, they're the team in the driver's seat, right? As we were saying, as we were kind of prophesizing, there's no money for forZe in this round. They've got very little to work with outside of that AWP that was carried forward. They've invested around it even. Admittedly, only a partial investment. A buy will be coming in the next. But if all goes to plan, this is the equalizer. And at that point, you know, Complexity, they've got money on their side, they've got momentum, they've got confidence, they've been cracking and cracking down on the decisions that forZe have been making. This is looking great for Cole from what was looking like such a dire game. It was what, 7-1 at one point in time?
It's a nice start for forZe. Can they capitalize on the Deeg? Rush has been taken down and an opportunity towards the A site. They're going to try and split it through middle. The AWP coming in on CT. Missed shot from Poison. But the majority of players are in mid. We've got a boost towards window right now as well. As Facecracker's put up into position, he can come in on this flank. It is covered by Obo. Flits double with the Deeg. Poison caught out of position. Almeza finds his second. And it's the Deagles that are coming alive for forZe in the most pivotal point of this game. This could win them the series. This one round, it was an eco, and they've made it a 14th flawless. Not a single death. All the money, all the guns gifted over for free, and Complexity have made a valuable donation towards the economy of forZe. They are left with very minimal. One final buy for Complexity, and this could fall out from beneath them right as they were getting back in control.
And it's because they didn't hold anything back. I told you that this was the way it was going to go. I'm just kidding. This is an outrageous turn of events. Back and forth, back and forth. Bit of a ping pong match on our hands. Poison trying to ring out the op from window. As we sit on 14-12 currently, forZe looking to take the series. Just 2 rounds away from it. Stacking up in the B apartments though. Just one member of Complexity here to defend that off. They're gonna go for it. Full send on the B site. It's gonna be Obo who has to answer the call. He needs to get at least 1, looks for 2. Wow. He's not gonna find any. Config though, from Catwalk rings in.
He's trapped, he's cornered, and these Kriegs are surely going to take him down. It's actually the M4 that wins the battle, an equal matchup, missed smoke from Poison, and that could create problems. Molotov, he's got to go ahead of it if he wants to commit to this round, or it might just be a save against 15. That's the option, that's the choice, that's the call, and that's forZe with 15 at the end of this series. They could well and truly close it out in style. Complexity, all this comeback just to lose to Deegs and, well, Rifles to follow up. This is a really, really rough position to be in. A rough save to call as well, considering you don't have money to buy around these 3 weapons, but you've got to make do with what you got.
It's true. You certainly do have to do that. 15 for forZe. Looking at map and series point for their opener.
And this would be an impressive opening for forZe as well, right? In already a very difficult group. We've already talked about, you know, some of the big names we have in Group B. Fnatic being one of them, Na'Vi as well. North, who have come in with, you know, a new IGL, a new look, and who we'll, of course, be seeing later. You know, this is a key win for forZe to lock in on day 1 of Group B, if they can do it. And that's still an if. It's still up for question. We know Complexity have the perseverance.
That's the thing. I think that forZe find themselves in a very, very similar spot to Complexity during that last event just earlier this year, you know, where they are in like this very hard group with a lot of big teams. And it's all about kind of getting off to a good start and having something to build on. And I think getting a victory versus one of the kind of like dark horse teams of Complexity would be fantastic, you know, just to kind of build up some confidence over on the forZe side, and they might get it done here and now. That said, Config and Blame, they've held their own a beat. They've mopped this up. And the UMP of Config, not missing a beat, the money man, as he gets 4 kills there, valued at $600 a piece. He is looking stellar over towards B. And this has now opened up the ability for these AWPs to come back through.
You smell that, Harry? You smell that, Hugo?
It's cooking. It's cooking.
It's cooking. There's something brewing up in here.
Maybe an overtime, Trace.
I think it is.
Sorry.
Could be an OT. Or it could be the eggs we left on the burner in the other room. But for a different time. 15-13. forZe looks to close it out one more time.
Ooh, look at the pace as well. Poison, he mollies mid. He knows they're dropping in deep, but Flit's the man to find the first advantage. Takes down that AWP out of the window, and look at how quickly they capitalize. FaceCrack has beat all timings, has beat all rotations, and there's no way they'll expect him this deep. There is a man already in market, but he's missed the cross. He's missed the angle. Config doesn't know CT's being wrapped. That means Rush's life is on a timer.
This is mental, right? The fact that he's been able to get away with this, because Config now has swung wide, and so as far as Complexity are concerned, they've been holding this pretty much all round long, but still,
they're aware.
Still they know.
Doesn't matter
though, because FaceCrack has shut down Rush, blames him with the return. This is chaos, this is scrappy, this is messy. We need someone to get us over the line, and there's Config showing up with a kill, swinging wide, Config with another, and Blame coming in. It's 14-15, overtime or bust, all or nothing. Complexity, they've taken us this far, and now they need but one more round to see if we head to overtime.
I want to know Config's milk to cereal ratio, because he is chock full of calcium right now, Harry. Doing the heavy lifting, his bones are working wonders. And 4 kills in the previous round, 2 in that one, coming in with big impact kills on that A site retake. I say retake, there was no bomb plant, and you can tell the money from forZe has started to drip away. Overtime on the cards if they can't close it here and now. A MAC-10, a Deagle, an AWP, they've got everything.
Yeah. Complexity half came through dripping. Right now, it's looking like they want to push us into OT. 15-14, pivotal round, crucial round right here. The entire series resting on this one. This one has taken a turn. With all the flanks in the world, all the aware players, here we find ourselves at the precipice of OT.
As it often does, this is where the game just kind of, you know, the normal strat book, the normal rule book of Counter-Strike goes out the window. And things get scrappy, things get messy, and once again they attempt the timing, but this time Blame does not let them get a man in through the mid window. Blame F is the guardian of this spot. He'll keep his watchful eye on it. Almays are over in the apartments now. Timing on that flash is good. He's fully white, but no one is there to peek on the back of it. Z-Power, good night. Ooh,
1 HP.
Just about.
Oh my
Doesn't
goodness.
matter though if the rest of the team die around you. This could be overtime unless Jerry, FaceCrack, and Z-Power. Now, just FaceCrack and Z-Power with 101 points of health between them.
Run it back.
Yeah, they're going to try and push short, but this is not working. FaceCrack can upgrade onto the AWP at the very, very least. He's got himself the bomb. He sees the first man, but not ready for Obo. We're going to OT.
We certainly are. Shout out to Complexity and Fig for showing up in a big way right here. Keeping him honest. He's really put in some numbers. He might have heard you guys talking bad about him, so here we stand.
Yeah, I mean, big comeback for Complexity to get in this point, but it goes both ways, right? forZe almost took it over the line with that Deagle round that put them on 14, that broke the money of Complexity, and still we've hit overtime. No one is letting go of the steering wheel. Both teams are driving on the highway. It's reckless, it's crazy, but let's see what it's got for us as we get into round number 31. Top mid smoke for Complexity. Blame F going to try and capitalize, but they are ready. The quick fight, the trades, and Config gets the better of both, winning a 2-1 for Complexity.
Yeah, Almays arriving from ramp, trying to make a difference, trying to make a stand, and he will shut down the first man. Now this round, not exactly guns a plan. Obo and Poison, ultimate Complexity stand. They're trying to get the job done, and between them, they have. It's only Almays left, and he will deal with the first. You can feel the hunger, you can feel the thirst. He does get away. poizZe just misses the timing there. A minute and 10 seconds left. Big wrap from forZe, but it's a little bit sneaky. It's a little bit of a ruse because he's gone back up into Palace now. poizZe. Is he going to fall for this? He sticks around at the A-bomb site. He doesn't believe that this is the last we'll see of forZe. And he might be right in that assumption.
Oh, he's got the read, Harry. He's holding Palace. He knows exactly what's up. He's got the info. And doesn't matter. forZe, too quick, too furious.
That's not a round he's meant to win.
It's not a shot he's meant to hit. Nothing about that checks out.
No.
He's
How
being
have
watched.
they done that?
Wow. There you have it. That 16th round they needed.
conflic's heavy lifting. Again, not mattering in the ultimate, spin of things. Gets 2 kills in middle, still forZe close out the round. forZe, he was low HP, stuck in a 1-on-2, the bottom performer for his team as well, no longer, as he picks that massive round up for forZe, the first of OT, the first of potentially many. Double AWP, conflic going to be joining poizZe here in the second round. Got that second AWP up on Catwalk as well. Standard stuff from poizZe sitting back towards CT ticket. Z-Power might give him a run for his money.
Let's see who comes out on top. I mean, this was a duel that Z-Power had been winning for a lot of Mirage. And I think a lot of that comes down to poizZe having these internet problems, right? It can be hard to get out of that mindset. But in like these last few, poizZe was kind of trailing behind on 5 kills for the longest time in regulation. He's done a good job of catching up. And now we kind of need to see him win this head-to-head down towards ramp if we really want to start believing.
Grief.
It's hot, it's heavy, and a man advantage taken by config here over towards Catwalk. Now sees forZe try and pull the trigger on this A play. poizZe from CT is shut out of the round. Rush backed into a corner, but this is where he does his best work. He gets away with 2 and brings Z-Power down to just 14 points of health. He has made this entire round possible now for Complexity. blameF still an unknown factor back in CT, but Flit is more than ready for it, and it's going to come down to the closest of 2v2s.
Is this a wrap? They're doing it. What a call to make an overtime. This is a risky one. He's left Flit completely alone on that A site. Z-Power is going the long way round through T-spawn, trying to come out through middle. It is an open bomb plant. You could see how fast they moved off of the site, but now Complexity have moved in, ready to get on that defuse, ready to stick that bomb, but the smoke could be a problem for Z-Power. He's here in time, and he catches Obo out on triple. Both kills in the midst of a moment, and forZe 17 rounds. We are 32 rounds deep into the game, and still they are showing us new things. Complexity getting caught off guard, and I don't blame them. Last round of the half, can they field anything on their CT side, or will it be a clean sweep from forZe's terrorist half?
Good stuff there from forZe. They did have the Molotov. Flit elected to use it towards jungle.
Man, poizZe, I feel really bad for him because he comes into this third map like looking pretty good. And I like,
had a great trade.
He's just been getting like timinged and so unlucky in a lot of respects. There he gets hit by the nade and stopped, and that's what leads to his death, the thing that we always talk about. And I think, if we can see him start to put up some more numbers with this AWP, that's what Complexity need. We've got config now arriving. We've got the others stepping up. It's just a bit of a shame for poizZe. Rush burnt out from under the scaffolding. blameF back towards this A-bomb site. Throws the flashbangs in to at least keep forZe away. Config on this wraparound. That's the bomb dropped over here at ramp. And he's even aware about this potential Palace player. He is the first steps. There's no potentials anymore. He knows the facts. And this is just Z-Power left. 1v3. Oh.
Knife.
Uh-oh.
Do it.
Blame.
Do it.
Get on his head.
Ears! The ears on that man. They call him Dumbo because he's hearing everything. He flies a 16th round into the nest for Complexity. And just about they get it. He's not ready to be made a mockery of today. I love that.
My
Blame.
God.
How? I don't know. He's
Did
just
he even
ready.
make noise?
No. blameF's like,
He was shooting before he'd even turned. He knew about it. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, it's the Dane game right now. Config and Blame putting up a lot of numbers on this server. 27-28 per player. Fast play into middle, or at least the smokes do allow for it. No one going to capitalize. Config is out late. Z-Power scoped up, but he's missed the cross. He's missed the timing. config is behind the boxes, and he's going to have to forfeit this position, go back towards that A site. He does have 2 players up close here. Standard setup 4-4s. They like to do this. Throw that orb off and towards CT, but this time it has to watch the window, knowing how much that they were abusing this boost themselves in their T side. They don't want Complexity to do the same.
Window smoke's gone in from Complexity. Now, Z-Power was already up and out of window, so he's going to be a bit ahead of the curve here. However, he's picked the B bomb site. We're going to have to wait and see, but it looks like that's where Complexity are heading. Oh, this could be the perfect situation for forZe. They've got 3 players here. They line up for Flit on catwalk. Now emerging is Z-Power. Him and Flit shutting it down, and only 1 kill coming in for Complexity. It's map and series point for forZe as they continue to dominate here in overtime on Mirage.
Yeah, it may have been a long road to recovery, Harry, but they're finally going to close it out despite Complexity pulling a comeback on their CT side initially. Might just be slipping from underneath them. Not a lot they can do. Couple more opportunities to keep themselves in. Well, 1 really. You give up a round, it's done. So Complexity, they've got to send this to double overtime if they want to keep this matchup moving. If not, it might just be a loss to open up Group B for this roster. Poison on the orb. Obo putting pressure on B. It looks like a B site play again for Complexity. This one a little bit earlier. They have no mid control. And luckily for them, forZe have gambled on a triple-A setup with that extra man in window. Only 1 on B. He's gone towards ladder. That allows Flit to come in quick on rotation. Z-Power stuck at the back of the site. He's got to line up doubles. He's got to line up triples. He's found the first, but the wrap is in. Rush with a kill. Flit's been smoked off, and Poison's found him from above the balcony. It's still a chance for Complexity as they get the bomb down.
Yeah, Jerry trying to deny this. Him and Allmazer emerging from the market, and Allmazer falls prey to the man up close. Poison is holding this wrap around. Face crack on the angle, eliminated at the first hurdle. Jerry alone and a 1v4 required. It's not looking likely. Complexity, they would have to really shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly if they wanted to throw this round away. And they're not going to. They even find Jerry at the very end. 3 for Rush, 2 for Poison, and a 17th round for Complexity. They're trying to make it a double overtime here on Mirage. They're trying to get us in for another 6 rounds.
That they certainly are. And they've definitely made a pretty good case of it, too.
I'm glad we have this competitive final map, though. It is a shame about the technical issues we've had, but after 2 back-to-back stomps on the opposing team's map picks, of course, 16-9 on both Train and Dust, it's nice to have an overtime. It's nice to have maybe even a double overtime, and that might be on your screens in just a second if Complexity can double down with another round.
That's what we're going to be looking forward to here. It does look like Complexity want to stack themselves up over towards the A site. It's going to be Jerry at the ticket booth with the M4. Should be making first contact. He's not going to be alone. Face crack finds himself over there, at least towards the side of Connector, and the Molotovs are coming out there. So they're going to use it all. They're going to expend it all. They're going to try to get out in a brute force fashion over on this A site.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Look at this though. config. If one man could get me believing in the possibility of this round, in spite of being a man down, in spite of you being on the back foot, config could get me believing. He gets that kill, back into a 4-on-4. No overextension here from Complexity. They pumped the brakes, and boy, did they wait. They have slowed this right down. Now that bomb plant comes in, Poison's holding the line to jungle. Jerry's back in CT. He's got teammates with him. Complexity, they go full passive. They completely back out of the bomb site. They put everyone at ramp, 1 man in Palace. Now, these 2 smokes and that Incendiary on Z-Power, that could make all the difference here. Kills come in, Rush up in Palace is smoked off. And so now the pressure's onto config, the 1 man who has a sight line onto this bomb. Rush is gone, and the map is over. forZe are gonna get this defused. They lock it in. It takes a full, a single overtime. I'm trying to think how many rounds it is. 37 rounds, man. Yeah, I mean, 3 maps, 37 rounds. We get there in the end, and it's forZe to do it. I think at the end of the day, the better team here are able to pick this up.
Yeah, number 22 on the rankings as well, above Complexity. And, you know, not that many people would believe it, but forZe have really proven their value here today, taking that first victory in Group B.
Yeah, they certainly have put up a fight here. Complexity will be taking that L. We will be taking a break. And when we come back, we're going to break it down. We're going to have some live interviews with these players, and we're going to try to pick their brains as to what happened in this best of 3. Don't go anywhere. This is the ESL Pro League Season 11.